pocket, runs out to his left, and he's going to pump, and he's going to run, dives, end zone, touchdown, touchdown, Colorado. He went airborne, bounced off a Husker. Well, Shedeur Sanders was outstanding once again in the second game of the season. He had 2 passing touchdowns and that rushing touchdown as the Buffs are 2-0 as they knock off Nebraska 36-14. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, Coach Gary Barnett. Well, that was kind of fun for the second week in a row.
It was really a lot of fun, Mark. It was just amazing, the atmosphere that the fans have created here. I mean, I know the university's done a lot of it, but let me tell you, there were so many people here. And we had a 10 o'clock start. They were in their seats at 9:30
yes.
or 9:15. It was just amazing. And so the city, the state, the university has just, you know, they bought into this, and we've just created an unbelievable atmosphere here at Folsom.
Yeah, safe to say that Buff Nation is on fire right now. The Buffaloes outstanding today. Let's go back to Shedeur Sanders for a second. Last week, he has 510 yards and 4 touchdowns. This one, a little bit tougher challenge today with that Nebraska defense, the way they defended this team. Slow start, but once he picked it up, 75% completion percentage, almost 400 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, rushing touchdown. Evaluate that quarterback for me.
Well, it's hard to believe that he had those kinds of numbers watching the game because you know, he had 8 sacks. You know, how do you do all those yards and have 8 sacks? But all of a sudden he comes up with it because he makes plays. He finds a way. He scrambles to throw the ball. He's always looking to complete a pass. And, you know, the guys are great getting themselves open. But I give Nebraska a lot of credit. I thought they had a great game plan. Their secondary tackled extremely well. But we hung in there. To me, this game was a game where we struggled a little bit on offense, but defense gave us such a lift and turnovers, 3 turnovers, that you had to take advantage of it, and they did. So it became complimentary.
I want to talk more about that defense in just a moment. Right now, though, let's hear from Coach Prime after the Buffs beat Nebraska 36-14. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Celebrate responsibly.
Great win. Started off slow. Played like hot garbage in the first half. Probably 5 minutes left in the first half. We started picking it up quite a bit and doing what we're capable of doing. Hats off to the defense and how they were steadfast today. They atoned for the disappointment that we were last week defensively. We still gave up a few plays, but overall I think we forced 3 turnovers, and we didn't give up an explosion to the end. So I'm really proud of the defense. Special teams stepped it up, and Jace Feely is who he is. He's unbelievable. So overall, it was a win. To just think that we played like we played and we won by that margin, that's a pretty good feeling for any coach. And I think for you all to see what we're capable of doing. I keep saying more and more young men as well as coaches are believing. I think we're up to probably 80% now of young men in that locker room as well as staff and support staff truly believing what we're capable of doing. We didn't just want to win, we wanted to dominate. In the first half, we weren't dominant. In the second half, we got it together. We wanted to really impose our will because the whole theme of the week was it's personal. They really took it to heart, that whole theme of the week. A lot of this stuff is new to me, you got to understand. So I know I've been to the highest level in World Series as well as Super Bowls, but in the coaching aspect, in Power Fives, just to see, I think it was a sellout last week. I think the most broken attendance record, I believe, for TCU, and what we accomplished today. And to see that many people that came to see us perform, it was tremendous. Not just the number, but the energy and the love and the expectation. I love that. I really did. I'm driving over to the set kickoff. It was phenomenal. Just feeling the energy of the student body as well as the fan base here was unbelievable.
Head coach Coach Prime Sanders after the Buffs' victory over Nebraska as we continue with Gary Barnett. Before we get to the defense, which was very good, I thought, in this game, this offense shows you something. There are so many weapons out there. You got to kind of pick your poison if you're the defensive coach for the opposition, don't you? I mean, Xavier Weaver had 170 yards receiving in this ballgame.
He did, and you know, Mark, they didn't man up with anybody. They didn't say put their best back on Travis Hunter. They played 5 DBs back there. They played off, sunk a guy down every once in a while, but they played off, made you throw short, and then made a good tackle.
Yep.
But Weaver found holes a couple times. He got a couple of the initial short passes but then he was able to get himself into a couple seams that Shedeur found him in, and more so than the other guys did. And it's not that they let him go, because they weren't trying to necessarily, man up a certain guy on a certain guy. He just found holes, and Shedeur found him.
Well, the defense, though, Gary and I talked about that a lot during the radio broadcast of Colorado Football Network. Last week, maligned a little bit. This week, made a big step forward.
Absolutely. And, when you get 3 turnovers, your defense gets you 3 turnovers. Man, you have a chance to win any football game. I don't care who you're playing. And they got that. Now, they gave up a bunch of yards rushing, 222. Some of that was on the long run by the quarterback, but it's still a long run. It's a lot of yardage. So, they're going to want to fix that. But we had 2 sacks. We had some tackles for a loss, which we didn't have a week ago. We had a lot of pressure by our up front guys. We played a lot of guys. We had good balance. It was a really good complementary football by our defense.
Gary, you think about this schedule so far. A lot of teams will be 2-0 by the time this weekend is over. Colorado's played 2 big-time football games to earn a 2-0 record.
Exactly. This is not an easy 2-0. Very few teams would take on a schedule like this, and it's been there for a while. We knew it was coming, but we've handled both teams. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah, very impressive. Buffs are 2-0 after the 36-14 win over Nebraska. Coming up next week, Colorado State coming to town. Late one on Saturday. It's an 8 p.m. game. Coming up next in Stampede, we're going to talk with our sideline reporter, Andy Lindahl.